Welcome back learners to the video module of course Business Demography 106. So students, in this video module today we are going to discuss or going to understand the important topic of this chapter, unit number 1, study of demography as an essential discipline of social economic change. So, as the title implies, there are three important factors we understand in this title that it is essential to study the social economic change which will impact to the nation. So, without wasting the time, we are going to understand that how the social economics works. So, students, social economics is also known as social economics or socio-economics is the social science that studies how economic activity affects and is shaped by social processes. So in general, it analyzes how modern societies progresses, decline or go back because of their local or regional economy or the global economy. In a very previous section, we understand what is the concept, what is the exact concept of business demography. In that, we clear our mindset that it is nothing but the study of human behavior, population, demographical area, region, which will help to grow the nation process with the human connectivity with their income, occupation, region, then his education, etc. So societies are divided into three groups. First one is social, cultural and economics. This diagram shows that this is divided into three major aspects of the demographical process. So by understanding it, every social group has some effect or some effect on an economy. Obviously, everybody having their own contribution to develop our economy with their social connect, with their region, with their then religion, and the same mindset of the social activities. This economical effect resulted in GDP, which is called as gross domestic product of our nation, gets counted in demographical study if you see census data of India. If we simply calculated the state of Kerala is the high capita income state of our India because maximum people are educated. So that is why their economical or earning rate or income rate is higher than other state. So it is all about the effect on social economical connectivity on any kind of a nation process. You will find number of basic population characteristic including age and gender. So as we discussed in previous lecture that population and the productivity and the increase the number of population state, district or villages is the basic characteristic of demography. So which will specially included the age and gender. So as we understanding in the discipline area which is connected to social connectivity. So like in some community, people expect a son for handling their businesses or as worries for their estate which entirely been seen in the specific community. So see, India is the mixed country where there are n number of religions are there with their large community with their different mindset. So what is the concept is nothing but the person who continue their generation with the specific business, education and the industry. So many of the time the expectation high and everybody want the person who increase their community. So that is why if this community is on large scale present in some state or in country, then obviously male population will be seen higher than female. So it's a mindset. Nowadays there are n number of provisions are there that male and female equality, but some of the time mindset cannot be changed or some of the time there are some religion methods or what we call as a traditional thought process is there. So hence we have seen social groups impacted because of education and institution. So that is why due to this mindset or thought process, the education area and the profession area, because both are related, your education creates your profession, will impacted due to these social groups, right? So socio-economic factors, there are we observe there are three major factors which are affect socio-economics element, in that education, employment and income. So we see in detail, we understand how it works and how it affects. So all the three branches affects positively as well as negatively on all demographic components like mortality, fertility and immigration. Obviously we discussed in previous slide, your mindset is very important. That is why the mortality and fertility is there. So it will impact the demographical components, right? So it will impact again the three provisions with the three important element like income and education, then the comfort zone of the social mindset. So to the next line, as income, education, employment, community safety and social supports can significantly affect how well and how long we live. So every religion having their own mindset, every religion having some of the traditional business. So it will impact the income, it will change the mindset of education, employment and community procedures. So it will help you to set your mindset. But as per the global growth of the nation, it will also having some negative and positive aspects to affect the demographic components. So these factors affect our ability to make healthy choices, afford medical care and housing, manage stress and more. So say students, in upcoming video module, we understand this factor, fertility and healthy choices in the provision element of healthcare and medical care with the demographical provision. But in this concept, we have just familiar that how the societal approach can change the growth of the nation and how demographical positional and demographical activity is important in the day-to-day life of any human being or any individual. So we say it with the example, your employment will dictate your income. Sometimes income will correlate with your level of education. Obviously, many of the time, if the parent, we see in the next line, if the parent having their education in PhD of doctorate, so he or she is doctor. So doctor's education cost is high, with high earning expectation. So if the education is in high mode, so their career, their mindset is also high because of they invest the high education fees or education or coaching fees, or which is also called as a tuition fees, with the high expectation. So indirectly for their next generation, uh, they having high upcoming expectation because their education level is increased, their mindset is increased, their cost of education investment is increased. So there is a flow of thought process that they expect that our next generation will be on a top mode, on a top of occupation, on top profession. So it's all about the socio-economical factors which are affect on society or any human individual who are related to the community, right? So the socio-economic status is also the part of this element. We specially define as the position of an individual on a social economical scale that measures factors such as education, income, type of occupation, place of residence, and in some populations, heritage and religion. So, as many of the term we already discussed in previous slides or previous diagram, that it is very important part. The status word which are specially specified the mindset of any human being with their religion, region, occupation, position, profession, and the environment where we are surrounded. So, socio-economic status is an economic and sociological combined total measure of a person's work experience and of an individual's or family economic and social position in relation to the other. So, if your earning is high, your position automatically get high. You have a facility, you have luxury life. So, obviously, the status of your living standard gets high. So it is nothing but a socio-economic status element. So it will be measured with the investment of their knowledge, contribution towards society, earning from the society, how you can maintain your heritage and the status, right? So it is all about socio-economic status element. Socioeconomic status underlies three major determinants regarding to the health, that healthcare, environmental exposure, then health behavior. Obviously, the if the status and if the earning provision is high, the quality of contribution and the healthcare sector and the provisions for their health management is obviously get high. So these are some underlying elements which are many of the time asked in examination in a very short way, but we just have to familiar that healthcare is the part of socio-economic status that they having a security to their life. So it is all about the socio-economic status. In upcoming video module, we have to understand the next part of this course. I hope so you understand all this discipline provision under the business demography course. In next video, we will continue with the next part of this course. Thank you.